Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Yes, again, as with the beginning of every one of these calls, the reminder of choice that you have, that I have, that we all have. And what is that choice about? It's all about thought. It's nothing but thought. And understanding that can change everything for you in your life if you'll just engage with it, because that's how everything gets delivered. Remember, thought externalizes itself. If you look out in the world of effects, which is the physical realm, the human world, you'll see that all of it is an externalization of thought. The device that you're watching this on, the car that you drive, the home in which you live, the carpet that's on the ground in your house, if you have carpet, the clothes you wear, the jewelry you wear, whatever that may be, the books you read. All of it started in the mind of someone first before it became that result. And that right there is a beautiful truth that if you engage with it can help you to change the outcomes of your life if you just think that way, if you just operate from understanding that. And that's what we here at Elevitality invite you to connect with. This is why we're so repetitive with everything that we share. See, this is something that both Dolly and I locked into when we studied from who we believe was the greatest of our time, Bob Proctor. He was talking about some really crazy things that we thought were crazy, at least, about things called paradigms and how it's all about what's in your mind and how it all starts in the mind. And through that study and implementation of what he shared with us, we used it in our lives and delivered some really great outcomes to where it led to us forming and shaping Elevitality. And from there, publishing a great, beautiful gem called There's No Such Thing as Self-Sabotage, which is a beautiful liberator, which then led to our beautiful implementation tool called Emergence. And what's amazing is that it works. It works so beautifully, but again, only if it's applied. The application, baby, that's where it's at. And so, with that, our invitation to you again is to not just look at this information that we're sharing with you as something that, oh, you'll know. No, something that you can use, something that you can practice. Now, what have we been studying recently? Well, we've been studying this beautiful gem here, As a Man Thinketh and Out from the Heart, two beautiful gems that were published in the early 1900s, this one in 1903, this one in 1904. And if you don't have a copy of this, get a copy of this. And by the way, for those of you who did get a copy of this before, we found something different, incorrectly published with regards to the chapter on serenity. Make sure you send out to us a copy of what you purchased, and we'll send you a replacement of this. But with this being said, the published copy right now online is the correct one. So if you don't have a copy of this, make sure that you do get it. And with that, yes, study it. Yes, read it. Yes, memorize it. But more importantly, apply it in your life. Apply it. Application. All right, so you're ready to go into this? Let's go into where we left off, of which we're now in Out from the Heart. Type in the comments, I'm ready if you're ready. And let's move into this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. All right, so where are we? Well, we're on page 45. And we went over this in the previous session, but we're going to go over it again. And remember, this has everything to do with you changing the results in your life. Okay? It is in the nature of mind to create its own conditions. Now, here he's talking about cause and effect. As within, so without. The within is ceaselessly becoming the without, as started from the first chapter of this book. So it is in the nature of mind to create its own conditions and to choose the states in which it shall dwell, where it will live. Remember, as you thinketh in your heart, so are you. What's in the heart is where you are living, whether it's positive or negative. That's where your beliefs and your habits are. So it also has the power to alter any condition and to abandon any state. Now sit in that for a moment. You have the power to alter any condition. A condition can be something as simple as how you feel. That's a condition. The results of your life, how much you earn, your lifestyle. You can alter any condition and abandon any state. And that it is continually doing as it gathers knowledge of state after state by repeated choice and exhaustive experience. See, when you look at this with what he's saying, you see that life is a journey, that everything that's happening is for your betterment. It's to help you, it's to give you the experience so that you can grow. Let's all type this in the comments. Life is happening for me. Life is happening for me. It's happening for you. The question is whether or not you're going to see it. It's not a matter of whether or not that's happening. It's a matter of whether or not your mind is open up enough to be able to see that and use it. Now, here he points out how inward processes of thought make up the sum of character and life. And man can modify and alter these processes by bringing will and effort to bear upon them. Now, think about this for you. Inward processes of thought make up the sum and character of your life. Your character, the character that you're playing now, is the sum total of your thoughts. You can change that character. Change that character, you change the results. And man and you can modify and alter these processes by bringing will and effort to bear upon them. Now, what does he mean by will? He means by you focusing on how you would love things to be instead of things as the way that they are. Now, sit in that for a moment. You can change any condition of your life by imagining something different than what's happening and by holding it on the screen of your mind. Now, the effort that he's talking about is the holding of that image on the screen of your mind. That's what will is. Will is not making yourself do anything. Will is nothing more than connecting to how you would love things to be. It's called focus. You know, in this beautiful gem here, there's no such thing as self-sabotage. We talk about that in terms of what your higher mental faculties are. You remember what they are? They're imagination, perception, reason, will, memory, intuition. And here he's pointing out that with your will, which is one of your higher mental faculties, provided you have imagined something really great for yourself, if you hold that, you can bring about a change in your conditions, which then reveals another reminder, and that is the power of your imagination. Remember, your imagination is the only weapon you have to lead you into something different than what's happening right now. It's not your knowledge. It's not the information you have. It's not the skills you have. No, it's your imagination. Now, the bonds of habit, impotence, and sin are self-made. In other words, they are inside. Now, he doesn't mean that we make them. In other words, we intentionally put them there. What he means is that they take place in the self. They take place in you. So again, the bonds of habit, impotence, sin are within you. They are made within you and can be only destroyed by one's self, by who you truly are. They exist nowhere but in one's mind, and although they are directly related to outward things, they have no real existence in those things. Now here, this right here is so important to understand. What he's saying is that the things that you see Everything that you look at as fact has no meaning in and of itself. In other words, it's not about those facts, it's about the meanings that you give them. And those meanings are created from within. When you say something is bad, it's not because the thing is bad. It's because that meaning exists within your mind. Now think about the implications of that. Because that, whatever it is that's inside, that perception of whatever that is, which is what determines your reality, leads to a vibratory state. And that vibratory state is the attractive force in your life. Now, before we proceed to going further on this, for those of you who are watching this live stream and are connecting with this and would love to access to the remainder of this live call and the replays, stop thinking about it, decide, and go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You will thank yourself later. Now, let's go back into this. Now, again, think about what he's saying here.